Get to go on rides for free and everything. That's why I like being with the show. Only sometimes.
It's a hard life on the road with the show, but there are compensations. This is the best backyard any child could wish for. And when the school week is over, the fun really begins. Of course, if you're one of the teachers, Sideshow Alley can be a dangerous place. When Michael and Kate head off into the wilds of the Wagga show, it's not long before they're surrounded by their students. And the show kids have the home advantage.
They always approach us, they're always happy to see us down there and happy to take us on any ride that's going to make us as sick as possible, really.
Kate barely survives the breakdance, and then both she and Michael must endure the tilt-a-whirl. But these visits to Sideshow Alley are useful for the teachers, showing them a different side to the children.
Well, they're like little adults, really. I'm surprised by the amount of maturity that they show when they're on the showgrounds. They know everyone around. It is a really close-knit community, so that they don't have to fear when they're around. Everyone's looking at them and making sure they're okay.
Families are very close in this industry. You see a sideshow child walk down the midway and that child's not alone. There's 1,000 eyes on that kid because they are known as show children and we are protective with our community.
If you spend any time at all on the showgrounds, it soon becomes clear that the children are the centre of the community.
But our most important thing in this whole organisation is your kids. Everything you do out there is for your kids. You know, you might earn money tonight, you might not, but you're still worrying about your kids. You earn more money today and the kids get a new pair of shoes tomorrow. It's all for them.
Fiona, Ellie.
It's getting late now and the younger children are heading for bed. Even for show kids on a Friday night, there's a curfew.
Would you like sauce?
For the older ones, it's time to chip in and help their parents. The Wagga show is building towards its grand finale. The lights go out and the crowd holds its breath for Vincent Silvestre and his amazing pyrotechnic spectacular. The Wagga show is over for another year, but for the travelling show community, it's just another day's work. In 24 hours, they'll pack up all the rides and be on their way to Shepparton, 300 kilometres away. And the school will be right behind them. In Shepparton, the officials from the Showman's Guild are measuring out the sites for each showground attraction. It's a precise operation. These leased spots have been handed down from generation to generation for over 100 years, and no one is prepared to move an inch. It's so tight that for the first time the show school has set up half a kilometre away in the local primary school. In fact, this is one of the primary schools where Anne Bowen used to teach. Now the show kids are back, but this time they're here on equal terms.
Oh, we are young and free. We've got...
Morning assembly at St George's Road Primary School in Shepparton. By now, everyone's noticed the strange setup on the school oval.
You know the people that have the... what sort of rides do we have at the show? The ghost train and the motorbikes and the dodgem cars and all those, Ferris wheel. Well, all those things belong to families, and that's how they make their living. They go around with the show. And because they go with the show, they move to different places all the time. So the children can't go to school, can they?
A relationship between the two schools starts slowly. On the first morning, Jan Gregory takes 2 of the senior students over to explain the school's recycling policy.
So we put our food scraps, like from the fruit, the orange peels and apple cores and stuff, in the compost container. That's the blue lid there. Yep.
Have a look at what's in there. We could put some of our photocopying paper in there.
At morning recess and lunchtime, the 2 school groups keep largely to themselves. But as the week progresses, there's a major breakthrough. A combined lesson is arranged at the big school. The show kids head over to the art and craft room for an arts lesson with an Olympic theme.
You all watched the Olympic Games, did you, on the TV? Yes. Okay. What was
With their own teachers on hand for support, the show kids quickly make themselves at home. The difference with the way things used to be couldn't be more obvious.
We come into a community over a weekend. We set up in the local primary school, grounds, so that our children get opportunities to meet and mix with local children, to develop the social relationships that would be developed in regular school settings with more children.
I think it's wonderful. It has to be brilliant for them. I mean, so much continuity.
These are early days for the travelling show school. Everyone knows it's a long road ahead, but then show families are used to travelling a long road.
It's hard, it's good, it's bad, it depends where you are and, what the weather, all things like that, yeah.
Sometimes we have to drive for 3 days or 10 or probably 2 or 1. I've travelled for 5 days once to Dubbo.
The life is a little bit addictive, I think.
Not too much.
It's like they say show business is the other side of show business, entertainment. The life is addictive in the way that we all seem to come back.
And that's one thing everyone in the show community is sure of. The school will educate their children, but it won't break up their community or change their lifestyle. Some traditions are just too strong.
My grandparents, my father and mother, we all just keep going along. We don't, and I'll be doing the same thing. I'll just keep going till I can't drive anymore.
There's always going to be people who wants to stick a fairy floss and have a ride in the Ferris wheel. It's going to always be here because people do like to be entertained. And that's our business, to make people happy.